Hi, I'm Dr. Damaraj Subbarao. Welcome you all the students from Center for Vocational and Upskilling and the Center for Alumni and Graduate Students of UOB Oman. My today's session is on goal setting. So let us see what is goal setting, how to set realistic goals and how to achieve those in your life. First of all, let us concentrate on why do we set goals? Is it due to parents' pressure? Are they pressurizing you to achieve certain goals in your life? Or is it due to the peer pressure? That is, you are getting pressurized by your friends. Uh, Suppose your friends are doing certain courses, so you are following them. Is it so? Or have you got inspired by someone, some big people, big achievers in life? So are you getting inspired by those people and setting your goals based on those inspirational stories? Is it so? Or imitating someone straight away? So you have certain ideal person in your life, you are looking at to him and you are setting your goals just by imitating his style of working or his style of studying. Okay, is it so? Or to get sense of achievement, satisfaction and happiness, you are setting goals in your life. So many people set goals because of different aspects, but we should set the goals for achieving a sense of achievement, satisfaction and happiness in life. How to set realistic goals? What are realistic goals? So normally we say dream big, so our goal should be very high, but what are realistic goals? Those are the achievable goals. So every goal should be achievable, then only it can be a realistic goal. Otherwise, if your capabilities are not up to the mark to reach the goals, then it will cause tremendous stress in you. Okay, so our goal should not be too big or too high, and it should not be too small also. So we should set up not too big goals and not too small goals. So the goals should be realistic and achievable. Okay, so how to do that? How will we know that a goal is a realistic goal or achievable goal? It depends on your SWOT analysis. So a goal can be achieved by someone very easily, and the same goal cannot be achieved by someone else because of his lack of capabilities and other factors. What are those factors? That is done through SWOT analysis. What is SWOT analysis? Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats. So we should know our own strengths. What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? So my strengths are my communication skills, my thinking capabilities, or my hard work, smart work, etc. All these are my strengths, let us say. My weaknesses. So my health is not good, let us say. That is my weakness. Or I'm not good at mathematics. That is my weakness. So I have to think in a different direction to explore the new possibilities in the world. So depending on our strengths and weaknesses, our goal setting should be done. And what are the opportunities available in the market and what are the threats? So whenever you are applying for a job or anything, so we should understand what is the opportunity for us. For my skills and weaknesses, whatever skills I have, whether there is an opportunity for me to perform, and what are the threats uh, in that process of achieving the goals. So we should understand a clear picture of ourselves, that is what are my strengths, my weaknesses, opportunities and threats. Even it applies in case of an organization also. So but here we are applying it for our own self. Okay, so now let us see what are those strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats, and how we will do that analysis and arrive at an achievable goal. So by the end of the session, you should be in a position to understand your strengths, weaknesses, and then you should be in a position to analyze yourselves, and you should uh, start keeping realistic goals and achievable goals. Okay, now depending on the resources also, we should keep our goals. What are the resources for any business or for any particular person to achieve the goal? There are 4 M's, that is man, machine, material and money. And time is another important resource which needs to be taken care. Okay, if you are trying to manage these resources by understanding your strengths and weaknesses, then obviously you are going to achieve your goal. So suppose resources are very scarce actually, so you don't have a particular resource, then you should compromise on the goal or try to acquire the resource. Okay, that is how we should think. So suppose I my aim is to reach 40 kilometers, but I don't have even a bicycle. I don't have money to buy a bicycle or to afford a public transport or my own vehicle. Okay, so can I reach the target of 40 kilometers? Yes, maybe probably I can go by walk, but I might be compromising on time. Okay, so that is the lack of resource. Okay, there is a limitation in resource. My resource of money is not there, so I have to compromise on time or something else, or I have to decrease my goal from 40 kilometers to 10 kilometers or 3 kilometers, which can be achieved very easily by walking. Okay, or I have to earn money and afford a car and go by car and reach my destination, that is 40 kilometers. Okay, suppose my aim is to reach 200 kilometers, reach a destination at 200 kilometers distance, then I should need a car, let us say. Or you increase the distance, suppose I have to reach 1000 kilometers distance. Okay, then obviously I need an aeroplane, or at least by train I can go, but I should be in a position to afford the prices, right? So again, money is one important resource. Simultaneously, can I reach by cycle 1000 kilometers? Yeah, some people are roaming around the world by cycle also, right? So we should have strong determination in that way, and of course we have to compromise on time. It may take lifetime to reach 1000 kilometers by walk or by cycle. Okay, so that is how depending on the resources, whether you are compromising on your goal or you are compromising on your time or any other resource, that matters a lot. Okay, so overall picture we should understand, then only we can easily set up your realistic goals in your life, right? Competencies and capabilities. Suppose let us say you have a car of a particular capacity which can go up to 200 kilometers only, but your target is 1000 kilometers. So the capability of this car is not sufficient to reach your target, so you have to increase the capacity of the vehicle. Okay, so higher capacity vehicle, higher capacity engine we should go for, then you can reach 1000 kilometers also very comfortably with that particular car. So for that again you need money, right? Or you see opportunities and threats in SWOT analysis. I have told you, suppose one aeroplane company is giving an offer of free transport from your place to your destination of 1000 kilometers, but you are not aware of that. then you are missing that opportunity. Okay, so you have to open your eyes and see what's happening in the world, in the market, in the external environment. We should keep our eyes open to explore the new opportunities. Okay, so we have to grab the new opportunities. So suppose someone is well aware of that opportunity, that offer given by that aeroplane company, he will simply achieve that, sorry, avail that to reach his destination. Okay, suppose if we are not having that information, then we will be losing that opportunity of reaching the destination very easily, very comfortably by aeroplane. So you have to suffer a lot for that. You have to go by cycle, and slowly you will be reaching your target. Okay, that is how information technology or information from the external environment, from different sources, is very essential in reaching your goals and even in setting your goals also. Suppose there is no information for you. Even information is a particular resource: man, machine, material, money, time, and we can include information as a resource for achieving the targets, goals, or even for setting the goals also. We need information, we need the remaining resources, we need to do SWOT analysis: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. You should be very clear. Then you can easily set a realistic goal and you can easily achieve. Okay, the moment you are setting the goal with all these analysis, you are damn sure that you will achieve the goal perfectly, because you know your skills, you know your capabilities, you know your competencies. Competencies are nothing but the skills. Okay, capability means the strength. Okay, strength of the vehicle. And competency means the driving skills. You have a wonderful car, but you are not perfect in driving, then again you cannot reach your destination, right? So you should have the car as well as the driving skills, then only you can easily achieve the goal. Or you should be well aware of the opportunities in the external market, and if you are exploring those things and grabbing those opportunities, then you can easily achieve your goal. That simplifies the process of achieving the goal. Obviously, you are planning something, so there is an input. Input means your skills, your efforts, your determination, whatever you call, all those are the inputs. Okay, process. So the hard work, everything comes under this process, and then the result will come. Okay, if you are very keen on your inputs and the process, then ultimately the results automatically follow. So we should always focus on the inputs and uh, the process. So these should be properly planned. How? With all these analysis which I have already told, we will be uh, setting the realistic goals, as well as the process will be defined, and the what are the inputs required, based on which only you are designing your process to reach the goal, because a goal is also set based on the resources. So there won't be any surprises in your path towards your destination. So you will reach the destination very comfortably without any stress. So what is stress? Basically, you have set some goal and you have achieved to certain extent only. There is a gap between the goal and the achievement. That gap gives you a tremendous amount of stress. So either you have to decrease your goal or increase your achievement, then only the stress will get reduced. Okay, so compromising on goal again is not a good word, right? So you have to increase your achievements, that is, increase the input, improve the process, then ultimately your achievement, your results will match with the goals. Then your stress level will come down. Many students we see, the moment we say there is an examination, there is a test, there is an interview, people get into the stress mode. Okay, they feel very much stressed. Why? Because lack of inputs, lack of process, lack of clarity. Okay, so I want to make this very very clear. If you are very much confident on your inputs and the process, then automatically results will follow. Okay, so our goal should be very much clear, based on your skills acquired and the skills required. So the skills required to reach the goal are here, let us say, and the skills acquired by you are at this level only. So that gap gives a tremendous amount of stress again. So skills required to reach your goal should be matching with the skills acquired by you. There should not be any skill gap between the skills required and the skills acquired by you. If you are trying to enhance your skills to the extent that the skills required for achieving the target, then ultimately your stress level will come down like anything. So you will be peacefully achieving your goals. Okay, or otherwise you have to compromise on your goal. So these are the two things. So I have given you sufficient examples to understand the capability as well as the skill requirement for achieving a realistic goal. So increase the skills. Either you have to increase the skills or reduce the goal or compromise on the goal. So which one you will be preferring? We should increase our skills. Okay, then you can easily achieve your goal without any stress. With a peace of mind, we will be achieving our goals. Okay, so how to set the realistic goals? Realistic goals means achievable goals. So depending on your resources, your capabilities, your competencies, you should be in a position to analyze with proper SWOT analysis. Then you should achieve, you should arrive at a realistic goal. Then ultimately achievement, everything follows. Okay, success follows. Here we see there is a story in India. This person, Arjuna, he is looking at, he is aiming at the eye of the bird. Okay, so he is concentrating on the eye of the bird and aiming an arrow at it. Okay, so that is the story, and this story is always told uh, to enhance the concentration of the audience. Okay, so it is an example of concentration. So how much concentration he has, this story tells about that. Okay, but what I say is, suppose he is concentrating on that bird only, he is not looking in and around, then suppose a tiger comes from behind and eats him, then, so that's why we should have an overall view also, that is bird's eye view in management terms. So our mind should be like the lens of a camera which can be zoomed to see the bird's eye clearly. So we should be zooming, we should be concentrating on the bird's eye and unzoomed to have the bird's eye view. Bird's eye view means bigger view, bigger perspective, and it is like the eagle's view in management, top view. So eagle flies in the sky and it sees everything down. Okay, so that is how we should see from the top always, so that we can see everything clearly. So we should see always forward, backward, everything in and around you, 360 degrees we should be observing, so that any threat or any opportunity in the external environment also we should be in a position to grab, which I already told you in the SWOT analysis. So total environment scan we should have. Okay, that is bird's eye view. So be the jack of all trades and master of one. Earlier the proverb was be the jack of all trades and master of none. I have just changed it to master of one. So at least we should have knowledge of something about everything and everything about something. So we should know something about everything. Every subject we should have a small understanding. Okay, and we should know thoroughly about our own subject. So that is master of one. Be the jack of all trades and master of one. And turn inward and outward. It is like front and rear cameras of the mobile phone. So we should turn inward means in SWOT analysis, strengths and weaknesses of our own, we should be in a position to scan. That is self-analysis. So that is turning inward. And what is turning outward? It is scanning the business environment for opportunities and threats. So that is the external one. So turning inward is you are self-analyzing yourself, and turning outward means you are scanning the external environment. It should be like just switching your front and rear cameras of the mobile phone. Front camera, you are analyzing yourself, that is taking a selfie. Rear camera, you are seeing the external environment, taking the beautiful sceneries, pics, right? So it is like that. Turning inward means self-analysis. Turning outward means external scan, external business environment scan. Okay, so in job market, everything what is happening, and the networking, so what is happening in the world, everything we should be in a position to understand. Of course, in a little bit, something about everything we should understand. Okay, that's bird's eye view. Now let us see, driving towards your goal. You have already set a realistic goal. How to go about that? How to achieve that goal? That we'll see now. So the moment we say we are driving towards this goal, driving means again there are different paths to achieve your destination. Google Maps is helping you in this regard. So the moment you say this is my destination, it will show which is the easiest path and kilometers and time frame, everything it is giving you. Okay, that is called road map. So unless you have a road map, you can't go to your destination. So in goal setting and goal achievement also, we should have a clear cut road map, just like our map, Google Maps. So to reach the destination, this is a must nowadays, right? So simultaneously, we should have a road map for achieving our goal. Understood? Now see, I'll give you 10 useful tips for your successful journey in your life. The first and the foremost is set realistic goals based on the capabilities and resources. This again I will say, we should clearly understand what are my capabilities, what are my resources, and what are my competencies, where I am lacking, where I need to improve. This is the self-analysis. Please do this self-analysis of identifying your strengths and weaknesses, and based on that only we should keep our realistic goals. Accept your limitations. So nobody is a master in this world, so everybody has their own limitations, so we should understand our limitations. Okay, based on which we should compromise on the goals or increase your skills, right? Increase the resources. Have a clear cut roadmap. I have already told you we should be very much clear in which path you are moving and what are your capabilities and resources, based on which you are selecting a path to achieve your destination, your goal. Okay, be ethical in reaching your targets. I'm comparing a road journey and your life journey, right? So be ethical in reaching your targets. So we should not hit someone and reach destination. No, you are not doing accidents while reaching your destination on road, right? So you are safely going and you are practicing all the traffic rules and all. Okay, you are obeying all the rules and regulations, and you are very much ethical in reaching your target. So similar is the case with the life ambition and targets. So we should be very much ethical in reaching your targets. Help others to reach their targets also. Even on road also, if you see there is a problem for a particular person with his vehicle, so we'll be helping them, no? So it is the same. Here also, if some people are having some problems in understanding some subjects or some financial issues are there. So if we can extend a hand to help them, we should do that. Okay, so help others to reach their targets also. So everybody should cooperate each other to achieve their targets. Of course, it should not be done in the case of examinations, right? So it will be treated as cheating. So in preparations, in doubt clearing sessions, in those things you should help all other people to enhance their skills also to reach their targets also. Okay, so keep the focus not only on the goal but also on the path. So we should be very much efficient as well as effective. Effectiveness means it gives the direction in which direction you are following, and efficiency is output by input. So your output is more with less inputs, then you are more efficient. Okay, so effectiveness tells about the path which you are choosing. Suppose if you take scientists and terrorists, both are very intelligent, both are knowledgeable, both have innovations, inventions, everything is there, but the paths are different. Okay, one is following the ethical path and the other is following the wrong path. So which one you are following is very important, the path. Keep the focus not only on the goal but also on the path you are choosing to achieve your goal. Even if you miss your path, don't worry, correct your directions of the journey as per the road map and go ahead. Even if you miss your path means there is a failure in your journey of life, then don't worry, you have just taken a wrong direction, come back and take the right direction. That's what you do normally when you are traveling on road, right? On a new road, suppose if you miss your path, you are not worrying, just you are seeing acha, you are taking a correction. That is what we should do in our normal life also. If you face a failure, be a sustainable vehicle on the roadmap of excellence. We should always focus on the excellence. Okay, then success automatically follows. Suppose if you are focusing more on success and not increasing your skills, then obviously I have already told you the gap between the goal and the skills gives you tremendous amount of stress. You are concentrating too much on goal or success, then you are not updating your skills, then obviously there will be a huge amount of stress and you will not achieve the goal properly. So we should always focus on skills, excellence. We should excel. Then automatically you can easily achieve your goal. Be patient when there is a red signal. After few seconds it will become green. So if you face any failure in the life, just be patient. Just calm down, cool down for a minute. Automatically the next opportunity opens the door for you. So we should never be panic when you are facing any kind of failure in your life. So just wait for the next opportunity and grab it and achieve your goal. Always maintain the healthiness of the vehicle. Here vehicle means what? You are the driver, the vehicle is your body. So I'm talking about the healthiness of the vehicle. Suppose you have a car, but there are problems with the car, it is not in a healthy condition, then you cannot reach your destination. Similarly, to achieve anything in your life, the vehicle is our body, so it should be very strong, very healthy, then only you can reach your destination. It's the driver's responsibility to take care of the car, right? And then only he can he can reach the goal comfortably. So here it becomes our responsibility to take care of our body to reach our goals. So please do yoga and meditation, take care of your health. During pandemic it is much necessary to take care of your health, and I wish you happy journey to all of you. Now let us just concentrate on what should be the main goal of life. So many people set different goals in life. Let us say I should get 90% marks in mathematics or in physics or any subject you can take. Okay, 90% marks in my PG or in my undergraduate examinations or something like that. Okay, or so why we said that? We feel after achieving 90% marks I'll be very happy. Okay, after that, after achieving that, then your target shifts to getting a job. So I should get a job, that is my next goal. You will think that you will be very happy if you get a job. Then after getting the job, again you are not happy, you are thinking that I should buy a car, then I will be happy. Okay, so you are behind the vehicle. Okay, you have purchased the car, but still you are not happy. You are thinking, okay, I should get married or I should get promoted, then only I'll be very happy. So after getting the promotion also you are not happy, again you will be setting some more goal. So always you will be shifting your goals in pursuit of happiness. So you will think that you are setting up this goal because after achieving the goal there will be happiness. Okay, right, that is what we have already discussed in the beginning itself. So for sense of achievement, for sense of satisfaction and happiness, we will be setting different goals. Okay, so but unfortunately after achieving these so many goals also we are not very much happy. Why? Because we are always behind these sub goals but not behind the main goal of life. The main goal of life should be happiness, right? But we are not behind that. We are just thinking car gives us happiness, my job gives us happiness, or my marks give us happiness, like that. That is what we are thinking. But actually we should enjoy the process. Suppose achieving 90% marks will not give you the happiness. Studying the process of achieving that target, that gives you happiness and satisfaction in life. So that should be the main goal of life. So I say happiness should be the main goal of life, remaining all are the sub goals. Okay, those are sub goals, minor goals, but the major goal is to achieve happiness in life. So enjoy each and every picosecond of life, my dear friends. Thank you. Thank you so much.